All right, so that line worked. However, we know it's not connected here. All right, that's okay. There's no way to get it to connect to this line, at least not that I can tell. The software, even when you place that work point at the intersection of that line and the plane, for whatever reason, it just can't put it exactly in the right spot. So we'll have to deal with that, and I think it will be okay. So the next thing to do is we're going to make a line here, a work plane here. Um, this one you could really almost just do straight up with a 3D sketch. Um, if you look at the actual drawings, which is beneficial, um, if you look at actually go right in here, the front view, right? It's got to be right here. It's just going to come straight from here to here. Uh, the top view, you can't see it, so that doesn't matter. The front view, I have not visible right now, but I'll show you that. The front view, make that sketch visible. In the front view, this is the line we're doing, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to project some geometry in here, all right? In this work plane right now, this point, and project that point in there. All right, so that's going to be our first sketch. We're going to finish sketch there. That's our intersection curve. Start a new 2D sketch on the front work plane here. All right, this is a fairly easy line, this one. So project geometry. We got to get that endpoint. A bit hard to see. It's that one and that one. Just sanity check. Yep, that's the only point it could be. It's the only point it could be. And then we're going to add a couple points in here. Add a point here. Make sure it snaps. And here, now I am going to dimension this, right? I'm going to dimension from this one I like better. This one's lined up better. So I'm going to dimension from here to here. 0.444, so make it just 0.44. Maybe I'll make it 0.45. Yeah, that's better. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. Dimension from here to here, 0.45. Bam. All right, so those are nice and even. Cool. Now, the next thing here would be, all right, on the side view, we need to know how far forward to make this line, right? When we do the top view, we got to know where it is. We can't see it from the drawing we have because it's underneath this. So we can see it from the side view, though. We know it's going to be there. So I'm going to start another 2D sketch on the central work plane, which for me is the XY plane, right? I'm going to put a work point right here. All right, finish sketch. Now, we've got to draw this actual line now. What's nice is it's flat, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to make a new work plane parallel to plane through a point. So we're going to make it parallel to, might as well use this one. All right. Through this point. Now, you can see where the previews is down there. All right, so made this work plane down there. All right, so I'm going to get rid of, that one was visible. I want to make that one not visible anymore. Work plane 7. All right, we're now operating on a plane right where those points are, right? I can start a sketch there. Start 2D sketch on that work plane. All right. I'm not even going to need to have to do a 3D sketch for this one because I've already, it's just flat, right? So we're going to project geometry to project those points we made into this work plane. You'll see what it does is if I go to the top view, you can see those work points there. Those are the corners. And then I also have to project that point I made on the side view. So that's going to tell us where to put that in front of it. Now, things are getting a little bit confusing from above. But some of these work points I added are getting a little bit tricky, right? A little bit hard to see what's going on. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to get to this kind of front view here. I'm going to make that sketch not visible anymore, the one that's in the front, so I can kind of see through it. And I'm going to draw from there to there. It's going to look like I'm doing a 3D sketch, but it really is just a 2D sketch. See, I got to get that work point projected as well. Get that projected in this plane. End lines. Now I'm going to draw my lines. Bam. Bam. I hit escape here real quick. Look over here. Bam. Bam. Now, the shape of this bottom part, is it curved? Is it not curved, right? It's very hard to tell here. These drawings are not perfect. Let's see if we can get some clues from the pictures. All right, so topics, again, why do I ever close this? Let's see if we can get a look at what the front of it looks like. The back was nice and straight. The front looks like it's probably curved also. It's very hard to tell from our drawings here whether or not it's curved. I'm guessing it is curved. So what we'll do is we'll just mimic, we'll do an arc, get back to the top view here. We'll just mimic the same shape. Now wait a minute. Why are those so far forward? What have I done wrong? What have I done wrong? Sticking out farther than... Oh, that's what I've done wrong. Those lines are not in the right spot that I just drew. Check that out. They weren't supposed to go all the way forward there. I'm going to delete those. I look at it from top view and I see what the problem is. Those lines are supposed to go from that corner. So it's hard to see that point. It's going to go even with that line, but not all the way to that point. They need to snap. They need to snap to that middle point that I projected. That's kind of interesting. That's where they need to go to. Oh man, Harmon. All right, so same thing over here. From there, it's got to snap to this middle point, and then that other point I drew in the front view. Holy cow. This is getting confusing. So I knew something was wrong going to there, because I was like, wait a minute, I'm going to draw this arc and it's too far forward. So I put those lines in the wrong spots. They have to go from those bottom corners, right? Not all the way to that point, but snapped to that point and snapped to that middle point we projected. That's going to be the front. Now the arc here that we make is going to go from that one to this one. And I'm basically just going to make it follow parallel to all those other arcs. I don't really have any good advice for you on that one other than to do your best. All right, finish sketch. So now we have the bottom drawn. Now we're going to start a 3D sketch here. Actually, I could probably just do it right back in the 3D sketch of the top line. Probably right in this one. I can go in there. Oh no, I can't. Finish sketch because I can't make if it a later sketch than a previous sketch. It's hard to make it visible. So all I'm going to do is start another. Oh, great job, Harmon. I'm going to start another 3D sketch. Bring back my browser first. You know, I've never done that. I've always wondered how kids accidentally do that. I guess you accidentally click that. So I'm going to start another 3D sketch. It's going to be a line, and we're going to go from there down to there, and escape. Another line from there down to there. Looks good. Hit escape, finish sketch. And now you can try patching it together, right? All right, so let's start automatic edging, get rid of that. What you'll see the problem is you can't, it doesn't select in between these 2 points, right? You can do this piecemeal. It's probably best to do it piecemeal, like do this one, this one, this one, and this one. That makes a nice surface. Those lines disappear though, okay, so you got to make that sketch visible again. Now, the trick here is you are gonna have to draw another 3D sketch line in here. All right. So, because these aren't actually connected, right? This line isn't actually connected here, so this isn't actually connected to this. That point and this point are not connected, so you can't stitch it. So what we got to do is we got to start another 3D sketch. We got to connect from there down to there. All right. And you're probably going to go to the left view here. All right. And the way to do this is probably a straight line. All right. A straight line is going to be pretty good. You got to get it to snap. You got to get it to get on that point. All right. It's got to be that work point. Otherwise, it's not going to connect. A straight line might be pretty good, although I think we used an arc. So if we do an arc, you got to make sure it gets on the end of that work point, and then you got to get it down here. That one's good enough, and then it'll keep it in this plane, so it'll be great. And look, it snaps right to that 0.9448. Click. All right, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Zoom way in so you can see that work point. Bam. Way down here. And look, oh, that's awesome. It does snap to that. Oh no, it's different. The radius is changing. What the heck? All right, we'll just snap it to that and let it be. Finish sketch. All right, so now, hopefully what we're going to see here is we'll be able to patch this panel together now. Now note that these lines do not line up perfect. That's okay. All right, so we're going to patch this one, yes, that one, and that one. Yes, turn black. Oh, thank God. Thank you, Lord. All right, we're going to do the same thing over here now. This has been the bane of my existence. This one. Oh no, where's my arc over there? Oh, I know what happened. Yeah, done. It's going to give me an error probably. All right, that sketch went invisible. I got to bring that 3D sketch back. Patch together this one, and that one. Bam, apply, done. Now, let's make a lot of stuff not visible here, and I'll show you the final thing we got to do. Visibility. Let's get rid of these work planes and sketches and visibility. One thing I love about Fusion 360 is you can just click a little eye-looking thing in it. How much time do I have? Okay. This is one of these projects. I was just saying it in the last video, talking to my class, kind of goofing. It's been in my head how to accomplish this bottom panel, right? It seems so trivial, but heck, just like anything, right? The first time you learn how to do it, first time you do it, it takes forever, but we're getting there. All right. Now the problem here is these panels are not actually nicely, perfectly connected. All right. So what I got to do is I'm going to try the stitching action here. Stitch this surface, this surface, this surface, this surface, and I'll just do this surface for now. This is one of those things where max gap, it's not showing any max gaps, which is interesting. So now let's see if it closed that. It did. Oh, that is sick. So it's probably a good idea to go ahead and stitch all these things together now. I found that it's best to see how that's all together now. It's best to not try to do everything at once. All right. That closed any gaps that there may have been. You may have not thought there were any gaps, but there very well could have been. Let me make that work plane not visible. And at this point, we are going to thicken this. We're going to thicken this and see if we can thicken it. I think I want to try to do the quilt, which will get the whole thing. I don't want to make it too thick. 0.01, that looks like it's a little too thick. Let's go 0.05. Sending it all in. Let's go. Do it. Don't crash. Come on. Come on. Yes. It did it. Holy cow, look at all those polygons. Right? Holy cow. That's amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, that might not be exactly how I want it, but not bad. Holy cow. What a bear. So now, we can make this not visible. We just got a solid. Wicked. I'm going to save this as something else here. File. Save as. We'll call it body 3. We're in like different levels of completion. Man, it doesn't look like much, but it's a bear. And I mean, these weird edges. In real life, if this was the actual Cybertruck, you'd probably make this, again, this is a 1/10 scale, so it'd be the actual metal would be much thinner, right? It'd be more like probably something like this to scale, 0.005 or something, so it looks much cleaner. You zoom in there, you don't see any issues. But if we're going to 3D print it, we're going to have to make it thicker than that, right? All right, very cool. We got a bottom panel. Now, if you were making a real car right from scratch, like the whole thing, you would literally do each piece of sheet metal as its own model, right? So like just the door, just the fender. We did all this as one, but clearly this is more than one piece of metal, right? We're gonna cut the window out of here. We got to do some stuff with the windshield here too. We'll probably cut it out once we get to that next phase. So, it's coming together. We're getting there. We got to cut the fenders out. All right. We got to figure out what to do about this headlamp in here. It's kind of fun to look at it from the underside too, right? Kind of the inside here. I have to work on to get the fender, get the headlight, in there. That's a whole nother problem. We'll figure it out. See if some people come up with some good ideas for that. All right. Well, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.